Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. So today I am splitting slash reculturing my white worms, and I'm at the stage now where there was too many for the tub. I had them in, so I've put some into a bigger tub just to kind of prevent anything from crashing. I have also just given the fry upgrade. So yesterday they have had a tank change. I'll show you everything down there now. And also my Java fern on the driftwood went absolutely mental, so I've gently taken it off. It hadn't attached yet. I have some super glue coming this week, some aquarium plant super glue, so I'm going to split it all properly, and what's in the fry tank is kind of spare, so I'll be attaching that onto a rock or something. It'll be attached onto spider wood or just something like that, something nice and easy. So everybody's doing really well, so I'll just turn you around and then I'll get on to what I filmed this morning. So as you can see, they have almost twice as many plants. The Java fern, which is this plant here, none of that was in, so it now provides nice coverage for the fry. Because they do like to hide in plants. I know they hide a lot in the roots of the water lettuce. Let's get you a bit closer. I mean, this has literally been in for just a couple of minutes. Sorry, that was me leaning on a tank. So as you can see there's plenty swimming around. I see him darting in and out. This plant here is kind of dying. It's rotting away at the base. I think a snail or something just chomped through it. But that's fine. It provides them some surface coverage. And plants aren't really that expensive. So I said, sorry, I'm going to have to get up again. So I said I had a couple of updates. So this tank here, I did film setting it up, and as you see the water is not very nice. You'll see why. But I am trying to culture Daphnia. So there are some in here from the pond, as well as some micro crustaceans. So this is going to be my live food tank, and of course I had to put the buffalo skull in. So that is all the updates today. Oh, and when I said the Java fern had grown, I mean that is it back on the spider wood, and as you can see that is about half of it. And it's still a nice amount of coverage. But the other reason I did that was because I've got corycats in there, so I want to have it planted so amethyst feels safe and secure. But I also want a decent amount of floor space for the corridors. Are the corridors? Albino corycats. There's one to be able to swim. That's my younger one. The older one is somewhere else. And the way I've done the spider wood as well, you can't really see. I'm still waiting on delivery for the light. It allows them to move up and down. Now this water is very dark as well because I do have Indian almond leaves in there. And I have some in there, can see one, they are starting to rot, but they don't seem to be giving out tannins. But that's enough of the fish tanks. Let's get to doing the live food cultures, and you can see what I do for my white worms and the Daphnia. So here I just have some organic porridge oats, and I'm just going to add water. Now I've not added all the water just yet. And all I want to do is turn this into a porridge, but not too runny, not too thick. So it doesn't really take that long. And this is going to be my medium for my microworms. Because I'm going to be splitting them today, like I said, so I mean this will take about a month to be ready. So as you can see, it started to bubble. So I'm just going to give it about another 30 seconds, add a bit more water. And that is that done. And a little bit more water. As it cools, it will get more and more runny. So just want to finish giving that a stir in. And time to get my new container. So this second part is, it's just going to add a little bit more food for the banana worms. Micro worms, sorry. So I just want around about a teaspoon, a level teaspoon of yeast. And then a pinch of sugar. And what this sugar is going to do is really feed the yeast. So, obviously I'm not going to add it like that. I'm going to add some water and give it a nice stir. Now you might think, Norton, what is the point in this? So, if you don't know, oh by the way, this is just bacon yeast, but yeast is a microorganism as well, and it'll eat off the natural sugars in the porridge and the sugar I put in. As you see, it's not a lot, but it will start to ferment things and yeah, just provide more food for the little ones. So I'm going to let this cool, and then once it's cool, and then I can add in a few of my worms already. So I will check back in when all this is nice and cool, and I'm not going to kill any of my culture to the touch. And as you can see, this is all bubbly and it's fermented or proved. So I'm just going to add that in. And again, just give another little stir, just to kind of incorporate it all in. There we are. Now with the spoon, just want to scrape it off. And now I'm going to go get my worms. So here are the worms, and I'm just going to just add a few little bits. So that's more than enough. And these guys will be perfectly fine. There is a lot in there. As you can see, they kind of look like they are melting. But in a day or two, this should be covered, and then in about 3 weeks, I can carry on feeding. So I just need to drill holes into this, air holes, and then we are done. So this is a little bit of a, I've lost track of days, Monday tip, Easter Monday tip. Obviously I do keep quite a few different live food cultures, and I'm having a new one arrive on Wednesday or Thursday. So I am going to be setting up that enclosure. And again, I do start off with bigger numbers. So that kind of helps give me a leg up. Like, there were 3 lots of cultures in there, each one about that size, and obviously this spread so I can feed. So I will document my other culture starting up, but before I go, I do have one last tip I found from Rachel O'Leary. So here are my grindle worms. As you can see, I do have quite a lot there, and I've been feeding them on organic flaked barley. Now I just want to try something out. So deep into a YouTube cycle, I discovered Rachel O'Leary's video, and she feeds flaked food, so I just want to give that a try. And as you know, for my goldfish, I don't actually feed flakes anymore. I did a lot of research into it, and I just didn't like what I found. So in this one, there are actually grindle worms. They're kind of all at the bottom. But this is a upcoming culture. So I just want to give the tip a try, and they are eating all the flakes, all the barley flakes in about 2 or 3 days, so I shall just see. Now I don't know if this one is wet enough for them. So I'm just got a little bit of water from my main tank. I'm just going to give him some extra water. So I found it quite interesting when she said she feeds hers fish food, plate food. Obviously she has so many tanks. I think she's got like 60 in her fish room. So mine's tiny compared to hers. Well, it's tiny anyway. And obviously she has a lot more fish food around to feed. But I was actually about to throw this out, although it doesn't go out of date till 2022. But like I said, I don't really use it that much. I do stick to sinking pellets and bloodworm pellets. So I'm going to be temporarily breaking this tub down. I think it's a bit pointless for me to have it up and running at the minute. But before I do, I'm going to get things ready for cultivating Daphne. So I just want 3 jugs of this water. And with that, I'm just going to slide it along there. So you might be thinking, why only 3? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 of the rainwater from the collection barrel outside in, and 1 from the pond. Now there's probably already Daphne in the pond, so I can start cultivating that. But it's just going to be a nice easy time for me to be able to do that in. So the tub is now empty, and all I'm going to do is bit moss there, give this little bit of substrate, and go in. I have a few little freshwater shrimp in there. But really what this substrate is going to allow is just a bit of a base for food to get trapped inside and allow some grazing coverage for the little Daphne. Now I'm also going to be getting some river rock as well, which, just to avoid any parasites, I am going to boil up first. And I'm also going to add that little bit of filter medium. And why not? Let's add a little buffalo skull. So So now that is broken down. You can see this little snail there, a little shrimp swimming around. There are a few of them in there. I'm not too bothered about that. Some water lettuce as well, which again not too bothered about, but I'm just going to go and get the rainwater now. But here is one tub of the water from the barrel, and I'll show you what I mean by barrel water in just a second. So this is just where rainwater collects, and I often do plant watering with it, so it's going to be quite soft, this water, quite natural, and whenever I do water changes I'll be using this water. So again, just like last time, and as you can see the water is pretty murky. That's fine, it's full of like microlife which the Daphnia in turn will feed on. So here is the pond, you can see bubbly. And green water. Which doesn't look very nice, but for Daphnia it's really good because there's all kinds of micro algae floating around and things, so they will feed off of this. So back here again, I'm just going to add that in. So I have, it really does not look nice. It's all cloudy and horrible, but the Daphnia will like it. Obviously with this being an outdoor pond and with me so with the water added, it does look, well, not appealing, but with aeration and things it's going to keep it going. And you don't really need to filter Daphnia cultures, and because I used water from the tub, I don't need to add any dechlorinator because it's rainwater and pond water, which the pond water by now is mainly going to be rainwater with the amount of rain we get in the UK, and pretty soon I'm going to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and just like everything, every other food I feed, it's literally going to be a case of just sucking them up like that. Let's see. No. You can see little bits of life already in there. The pond will be full of microcrustaceans. Hello. The pond will be full of microcrustaceans and Daphnia anyway, well not full, but it will certainly have them in there. So it's just going to add to the culture anyway, and when these guys are big enough they are going to be able to eat them just like that, and then I can always have a decent culture on hand. That is my main aim here. So I'm just going to very quickly feed these guys. Now the coral cats eat these like mental, and as you see the others do as well. But just for today, it is freeze-dried Daphne day. Now this is probably about 95 grams, so you can imagine that in there it should end up teeming with life. Now, just a nice little sprinkle, and he is loving it. Now these little ones have already been fed. Let's have a look and see how many we can see, if any. There they are, all down below. There's some there, some more there. They are all doing really, really well. Now, while we're on the topic of live food, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm sorry again, it's about live food, but I do enjoy the process of culturing them, from not having many organisms in a colony to having loads and being able to feed them, and the fact that it's almost like growing my own food. Well, it is growing my own food. What am I talking about? But it's, for me, it's a satisfaction of knowing that I know what the live food has been eaten, I know where it's come from, I know where the conditions are, I know it's safe. So that's all a big plus for me. So I hope it kind of gets you guys with fish wanting to do your own live food cultures. It's ridiculously easy, especially with like the grindle worms and the micro worms. I pretty much forget about them for like 3 days, and then I check and feed them. And earlier when I was feeding Amethyst some white worms or grindle worms, whatever you want to call them, they had actually eaten all of the fish food. So I think I'm going to stick with barley for the vast majority of the diet, and once or twice a week I'm just going to put a sprinkle in like I did today, just to again vary up their diet. And the more varied diet they eat, the better quality they're going to be. So the better quality it's going to be for my fish. It's that whole food chain. I know it's only live food and my fish, but what I put into my live food is only going to my fish. So I'm going to stop rambling on now. I will see you all in the next video. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like button or the subscribe button. It would really help on the channel. And let me know if there's anything what you guys would like to see down below. So stay safe guys. Bye.